There are adverse findings in this report, details significant findings against numerous public officials, including ministers and members of parliament.
Operation Richmond, Victoria's longest-running IBAC investigation, was finally released after 8 years.
Victorians rightfully expect their public officials to act in accordance with their obligations without fear or influence, and the conduct exposed in Operation Richmond does not meet those expectations.
The report's publication was delayed because of legal challenges. The most vocal United Firefighters Union State Secretary Peter Marshall, who fought its release in the Supreme Court and came out swinging today within an hour of the report being dropped.
But what I do say about this report, it's extremely creative writing. And as I said, most of it is not tested.
The Independent Broad-Based Anti-Corruption Commission received a complaint in 2018 concerning negotiations around the 2016 EBA between the government and the United Firefighters Union. At the time, the Emergency Services Minister was the late Jane Garrett. EBA negotiations had stalled after she refused to agree to union demands. Determined to put an end to the dispute, the then Premier Daniel Andrews sidelined Jane Garrett and orchestrated a deal behind her back.
Well, the responsible minister, relevant cabinet ministers, the CFA, other senior stakeholders and public officials were not aware of this backroom deal.
IBAC Commissioner Victoria Elliott said this arrangement, led by former Premier Daniel Andrews, posed significant corruption risks.
We did find that he authorised the then Special Minister for State, Mr Gavin Jennings, with the assistance of the Deputy Secretary of Department of Premier and Cabinet, to conduct an undisclosed backroom deal with the Secretary of the United Firefighters Union, Mr Peter Marshall. And their actions in conducting this deal was contrary to government policy procedures, their respective codes of conduct, conventions.
Despite the very serious findings that were made, they do not fit squarely with the definition of corrupt conduct in the Victorian legislation. It is just too narrowly defined. There has to be a criminal offence before it can amount to corrupt conduct.
In 2016, Jane Garrett quit as Victoria's Emergency Services Minister because she refused to cave in to Peter Marshall's demands. The IBAC report revealed how the fire union boss tried to influence ministers in the Andrews government. Jane Garrett told the inquiry he has a very violent temper and is known for not coping very well if things don't go his way. She found him to be difficult, describing him as very relentless, very abusive, very threatening. Peter Marshall rejected the claims in his evidence to IBAC and again today.
And how many times do you want me to say that did not happen?
There is evidence within our report. It details communications in relation to Mr Marshall. His communication style, you'll see, is regular all through the day and night.
On the 4th of May 2016, Mr Marshall sent text messages to Minister Jennings at 1:15am, 1:16am and 1:20am in which he expressed concern that the deal would not be honoured. 4 hours later, at 5:25am, he sent a text message asking, "You awake? Need to talk urgently, if possible." Was your access to senior ministers acceptable?
My job is to look after the union. My job is to speak to anyone who will speak to us about getting a result from my members.
In evidence to IBAC, Daniel Andrews described Mr Marshall's way of communicating with government as a special approach and in a style all of its own, but said he would not call it special access. Rather, the Premier expressed the view that nobody invites 8 calls a day from Peter Marshall.
The government of the day, including Mr Andrews, did not take visible or effective action to deal with the inappropriate behaviour of Mr Marshall, and that did expose individuals to harm, set a poor cultural standard within the public sector, and also fostered public perceptions of favouritism.
Peter Marshall's viewpoints on matters beyond the EBA were amplified within government circles. An advisor to the Premier told the inquiry that Marshall wanted the Metropolitan Fire Brigade to cease using a lawyer in 2018 that he didn't like because he believed the lawyer to be anti-union. A board member for the MFB told IBAC the lawyer was removed because of the pressure. The advisor said Peter was like literally losing his mind and recalled a telephone conversation with Marshall about the lawyer. Like, I remember he would just call me a In response, Peter Marshall denied using this language. Lisa Neville was Minister for Police and Emergency Services in 2018 and left politics in 2022. She told IBAC Marshall would call her 2 to 4 times a day. In 2019, Lisa Neville was a guest speaker at a union ball where Marshall introduced her to his preferred choice for the new Commissioner of Fire Rescue Victoria. In her evidence to IBAC, Lisa Neville said, "He took me to a table and I had to shake hands with the Canadian Fire Chief, but that was fine. That was all he did." In telephone intercepts, Mr Marshall discussed how the current CEO of the Fire Brigade would not get the new Commissioner job. On the 12th of June 2019, Peter Marshall said, "And at the end of the day, they must realise they're not the preferred candidate. They may be a candidate, but..." Minister Neville said, "Yeah, I'd absolutely let them be interviewed, but they're not getting it. They're just not getting it."
Morning.
IBAC did not find that Lisa Neville appointed the new Commissioner because of Marshall's influence. It did find her stakeholder management of Marshall created significant opportunities for him to do so by giving him privileged access to the Minister and her deliberations. In a statement today, former Premier Daniel Andrews said, "Operation Richmond finds there is no evidence whatsoever to support the false and completely outrageous claims that I've been blackmailed to force a favourable outcome for the United Firefighters Union. For the record, and the avoidance of any doubt, there are no findings in relation to corrupt conduct made about me, any other member of the government, or the public service."
Your view's been cleared. It's exonerated. It's done nothing wrong.
My point would be that the sort of behaviour that's described here in the report, if it had occurred in New South Wales, would or could fall squarely within the definition of corrupt conduct.
This morning, the new Premier, Ben Carroll, vowed he would accept all of the report's recommendations.
This is poor behaviour. It is intolerable. I will take action.